Hi, friends. I just had something come in that I wanted to share. We were talking here about December 12th and how there's this opportunity right now between December 12th and December 21st to really make your choice as to what world, what dimension you want to be living in after this year is done, which I know we're all looking forward to. So there's this opportunity to stay in this third dimensional polarity planet existence that we're in now, where you're going to experience joy and you're going to experience love, but you're also going to experience the polarity of that, where you're experiencing anger and frustration and grief. So anything that is good you will experience, but anything that is negative you will also experience. Or you can move more deeply down that dark path, if that is what your soul wants, if that's what your soul feels it's going to get more value out of. And then there's also this opportunity to move into that fifth dimensional space, that bliss space that is often talked about in the New Age community, where we are moving more into those positive elements. We're becoming less polarized and more unified. So, my kids and I were joking the other day when we were playing in the snow of like, wouldn't it be great if we could live in a world where you could play in snow, but you weren't cold, where you could wear, your t-shirts and your shorts and you're comfortable, you're warm, but you have all the fun of playing in the snow. And we were talking about, well, what would that look like? Because snow right now in this world has to be cold because of how it's made. Would it be like rainbow bubbles that work like soap? That's some kind of natural product. The ideas are endless, and it's certainly possible for those worlds to exist. And what would the skies look like? What would the surroundings look like? How would we feel in that world if we were moving into an entirely positive type of domain? And there is this real opportunity right now for all of our souls to be making that choice. Do we want to accept that ascension path, to be moving more into that unified field, that unified light, or are we moving into more of that neutral or negative state? And what was coming up as we were talking about this is we've had a lot of questions in our household the last week or so about wormholes and what do they do and how do they work and how do human beings and other energies move through wormholes. And so, as we were discussing this, we were talking about this move between third dimensional space and fifth dimensional space, or planet Earth as we know it now, and the new Earth that is coming towards us. And we were given the image of like two Earths. So imagine one here and one over here. So two Earths that are moving toward each other right now. And you could consider that as a physical move. Obviously, we don't have any science in the mainstream suggesting that that's happening, but you could also view it as an energetic move. So oftentimes when I envision the new Earth, it feels like an energy to me. And many of us are playing with the idea that even our experience here in the third dimension is a hologram. So we're looking at an energy, an illusion that has been created. So if we have an illusion in a negative state, why wouldn't we create an illusion in a positive state if that's what we want to do? So if we're viewing this from an energetic perspective, imagine these two worlds moving towards one another. And oftentimes when we talk about this move from third to fifth dimension, it feels like there's a lot of effort involved. It feels like I need to have worked through all these steps. I need to have passed all these tests. I need to be in a completely pure, clear state. And I'm not saying that that's not true, but sometimes it feels unattainable, right? It feels like I haven't done enough. I'm not good enough. Am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? And I know there's a lot of people that worry about this, myself included, or even having these fears of like, oh, did I not make it? And am I stuck in the wrong timeline? There's certainly some days right now where it feels like that might be true. What I was shown today is that these two energies, so imagine them like two holograms of Earth. You've got 3D Earth and you've got positive Earth. As they move towards one another, what happens is they will overlap. So you'll have like the hologram of our current Earth and you'll have the hologram of positive Earth overlapping one another. So if you are standing, imagine Earth here and Earth here. If you were trying to get from the one Earth to the other Earth, that's a big jump. And it feels risky. And there's a lot of worry of like, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. As it gets closer and closer together, the risk becomes less and less. When it's actually overlapped, there's no risk at all. You're simply taking one foot and stepping to the other side. And I'm hearing that the next 2 weeks, arriving into December 21st, through the end of this year, this is our opportunity to just step to the other side. And so how do we do that? We ask to step to the other side. We start to focus all of our attention on the aspects around us that exist in that new earth that we want to be in. So if you're laughing and you're playing, you're having a great time, focus on that. If you are out in nature and it's really beautiful, focus on that. Take your focus away from the lies and the deception and the distraction that is out there right now to trick us into staying in that old state, to trick us into keeping our energy in a lower vibration that is not serving our ascension. So it's really, really important to stay clear and focused on my time is coming and I'm going to be ready to just step over to the other side. You don't even have to open a door. It's almost like you're straddling, two lines. When you reach those points on a road trip and you put your foot, I'm in one country and now I'm in another country, or I'm in one municipality and now I'm in another. It's going to be like that. That's what I'm hearing, is that we're almost there. I'm having one foot in one world and one foot in another world. And to move to the other side, we simply have to bring that other foot over, for some of us. And so please pay attention to that in the next couple of weeks and start to dream about it. Start to talk about it. That day, this week when we were walking outside in the snow, I was convinced we weren't going to have winter anymore. I was really hoping for it this year, we could just, let's move into the fifth dimensional state. If our weather is controlled, let's just stop controlling the cold weather and let's stay in the warm weather. Let's just make that the thing. And whenever I tune in to that fifth dimensional space, I'm warm, I'm not cold, because most of us don't like that feeling of being tense when we're cold. So start to vision those things. Look at the world around you when you've got one foot on the other side, and dream about it. Let your energy soak that in, and do as much as you can. Shut off the TV, shut off the news. The next 2 weeks is really important. Get it out of your head. Let your body and your mind and your spirit go where it wants to go. And it's the energy of the external influence it's not holding us back, but it's confusing us. We're more powerful than it by a huge stretch, but we get distracted into it, and it confuses our thoughts and our energy. So really, really, every opportunity you get outside, play with your family, do the things that bring you joy, whether that's reading or art or moving your body, whatever it is, so that your energy can really settle in to this state of peace, of warmth, of joy, and allow that ascension to really start to work itself out and support that energy. Because when we get on the news, when we get on the TV, it's pulling us back into the 3D. Okay, and there's times that we do need that awareness. We do need to know what's going on, but right now we really need to be moving forward. So do your best to move in that direction. And I know there's a lot of families, a lot of starseed families right now that are struggling with everything that's happening, and maybe being opposed to what their family is asking them to do. Find your 5D family. There are people out there. If you have nobody to spend time with, if you have children who aren't allowed to see, their grandparents or whatever, find your people. They're out there, and you make the joy anyway, and you build the family, and you build that creation, and you generate that joy, generate that love, generate the currency to move us into that fifth dimension. And as you do that, your family is going to feel that energy too, and they will have a choice to join you or not. but it is their right to choose.